On today's video, I'm going to be doing an entire face with the drugstore brand Wet n Wild. Haven't used it in a while, so if you want to see how I achieve this look using all Wet n Wild products drugstore, you keep it right there to Beauty Over 70 with me. Going with this Get Ready With Me Wet n Wild today. Hope you're doing fantastic. It's kind of cool today. Got on a sweater and thought I would just do some filming, and I hadn't done a Wet n Wild, a drugstore favorite of mine and has been for years, and I know it's a favorite of many of yours too. Keeping at a drugstore price, that's what we're doing today. Let's get this video rocking. Got my hair all back today, got my little rust hairband on, and yes, I got my hair colored as you can see, but let's get going with the video. We're going to be a chatty video today, so prime my eyes. I'm going to prime my eyes with let's see, this is Mega Last. This is Wet n Wild Mega Last eyeshadow primer. I like to do my eyes first, so let's prime my eyes with this Wet n Wild Mega Last eyeshadow primer. This Wet n Wild Mega Last, and let's see how this used. I have not used this in a while. It's been a hot minute since I have used Wet n Wild, especially the primer. But it's been a while since we've done one, so I thought it's time to drag out the Wet n Wild drawer and let's get going on this Saturday. Hope you're all prepared for the holidays. I don't know when this video is going to run, but I'm filming it in November. Let me put it that way. As many videos as I can so I can do other things for the holidays with the family, and you know how it is. We all know how it is, right? While Photo Focus Matte Face Primer. Now this is something I picked up specifically for this video, and I have not tried this. So the durability of this and how it's going to work, I don't know, but we're going to try it. Potluck together, my friends. That is the primer that I'm going to put on my face. And give it a good shake. It's kind of like a watery consistency. Well, not water, it's a thin consistency. So I'm going to squirt some out on my hand here and let you see. It's a white consistency. Can you see that? It's white. So again, I have not used this. We're going to try it, and you know me, I put primer all over, especially around this area right here. Because that is where I need the most coverage and the T-zone. I'm normal to dry, skin tone, never smoked in my life, a retired esthetician, know all the ins and outs. Of skincare. But this is my worst issue right here around my mouth. Never smoked. I've drank from straws and water bottles all my life. I do not drink. I eat clean. For 77 years old, I just, no, I don't drink. I'm one of those that do not drink. A lot of people think that's strange, but I do not drink adult alcoholic beverages. I do not. I'm a water occasionally. I'll have a ginger ale, but very seldom. Most of mine is, my liquids is water and green tea. I'm not even a coffee drinker. But these lines that you see around my mouth, I'm Irish, and like I said, all my life I've drank out of straws and water bottles. So I do the best I can here at 77. I've seen a lot worse at 40, believe me. It's all primed. It doesn't feel sticky. It doesn't feel tacky. It feels actually smooth. I pulled 2 foundations today. I pulled my good old Wet n Wild Photo Focus, and I'm going to list the shades in the description box. I pulled the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Stick Foundation. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to mix these today and let's see what happens. I need a little bit more coverage still in this area here. So I'm going to mix these and see what happens. Mix 2 foundations. Yep. That's what we're going to do today. We're stick. And this is just a photo focus stick. You can see it's real thick. Have you started your holiday shopping? I think I'm going to blot this, and let's see what with this sponge. I'm going to blot this with a sponge. With just a little wedge. It's just a little wedge. I'm going to see what happens. I have not used this. I picked it up for this video. If it gets too cakey, and I think it's going a little cakey around here. A little dry. It could be that I've had it for a while. I don't know. I have had it for a while. It could be a little old. Eyes first. And I'm sorry about that, but we went right into foundation, but that's okay. I'm not going to use any more of that. I think it's old. I think it really is. And I'm going to go over it with my Wet n Wild Photo Focus. It has a little paddle. We can always backtrack, right? I can count on this foundation. I know this. And this is older than this stick, but the stick just, I think it's old. I really think it's not the foundation formula or anything like that. I think it's just old. I've had it for a while. I just give my 2 granddaughters, and my family, I just give them money because they can get what they want. My oldest granddaughter got married a couple of years ago, and you know, her and her husband can always use something for their house. They bought a condominium before they got married, and they can always, they got back from their honeymoon, they had their home was all ready. And then my youngest granddaughter is in college. She's a senior. And, you know, I've told you this, when she graduates, she'll go right into law school. And that takes determination big time, you know, to finish 4 years and getting a degree and then starting another one. That I just give them money. They can get what they want. It's a lot easier. It's a lot easier on my end. It's a lot easier. It's cost effective to ship and all that. So, you know, that's just what I do. So, but like I said, friends, local friends, and, you know, people that take care of me through the year and and hubby, you know, I reciprocate to them and give them something. But okay, for a powder today, I'm going to go ahead and set this just a touch. I had not mentioned, but I should, you know, I guess it's common sense that you know that I do. I had already cleansed my face. I had already put on my serums, my moisturizer, done all of my skincare before I had sit down to start doing what I'm doing. So I always do that. In case I don't mention it, you know that I always do that. I'm going to be using the Wet n Wild Photo Focus in the big tub. Around $5. Great powder for the money. Absolutely cannot beat it. I'm going to set this just a little bit. It's got a sifter. And I'm going to dip in with my BK Beauty large powder brush. And I'm going to put some on the lid. And not get a lot. I just want to set that just a little bit so it's my blush and stuff won't grab. Staying away from the eyes. Under eyes, that is. Okay. Pair this a lot of times to Laura Mercier. When I do a high end and a low end, I'll always pull out my Wet n Wild grape powder. The eyes. I'm going to brush my eyebrows up, what few I have. It's a Wet n Wild 10 count palette. Hope I'm not getting glare there. And this is called Nude Awakening. It's a 10 count. It's got all the neutrals. Start out with this shade right here, the light shade, and then put right under the brow and give a highlight. And then I'm going to go with that second shade right there and just give a little contour. And like I said, I'm going to go right into this very neutral shade right here, the second color right there. And I'm going to use my rougher number 1. Having hooded eyes, I have to keep it high. Got my mirror set up on this side. I've been having light issues. If you've noticed that, I'm having light issues. There's been a spot. I have had subscribers tell me, you've got a spot on your lens. No, I don't. I've checked it. I've been with, my camera is Canon. I've contacted Canon. I've done everything on my end that I know to do to to get to the bottom of the situation, but it just doesn't. I hate to break down with the economy the way it is and everything right here at Christmas time. I hate to break down and buy a new camera right now. I just don't think I want to do that. I think I'm going to maybe try filming with my phone a little bit before I'll buy another camera right now. Okay, let's dip into a darker shade, the brown right here. I think I'll go into this brown shade right there. I'm going to clean my brush and go into that brown shade, I think. When this is going to air, I'm filming this the first week in November. So some people are already done. You know, they start like the day after Christmas and start for next year, but I just could never do that. I just could never do that. Grab my MAC 219 brush and go into this darker shade. Blending away. I think I'm going to put on a coat of mascara. You know how I always like to put on one coat of mascara because on these little stubby lashes that I have no lashes at 77 years old, my friends. You know that by now. I have no lashes. I'll be using a Wet n Wild, and it's called the Big Papa. Now this may be dried up. I don't know if this is dried up or not because it's been in here for a long time. I replenished it, but I haven't done a Wet n Wild, so this is the mascara, the Big Papa, that I'm going to be using for my lashes today. But I always, on the bottom lashes, I always add a coat of good old e.l.f. lash extender. This is a tubing mascara by e.l.f. And it's great for the bottom lashes. It's great mascara, period. But we're not doing e.l.f. today. We're doing Wet n Wild. But I'm still going to apply this first coat, always, whatever I do, on my lashes before I go into the Big Papa. Okay? So let's put a coat of this e.l.f. on here as a primer. That's just what I do. My lashes are so light and so short. But I'm thinking about popping on my little half lashes today, so I'm going to always put this coat on. Always put a coat of mascara on my lashes. I said I may have to use another mascara or the e.l.f. all the way if the Big Papa is dried up and doesn't want to work. Who knows? It's very time consuming for me to do that, but one day, if you want to see me apply my little half lashes, every time I do a Get Ready With Me, I always have somebody ask me, or several people ask me about my little half lashes that I use. I'm going to list them in the description box, so if you want to see a little video of just me applying my half lashes so it don't get a lengthy, just let me know. Leave me a comment if you want to see me applying those little half lashes. I'll go ahead and do my eyeshadow, go ahead and do my brows, go ahead and do my face. Only thing I'll do is just pop on my little half lashes and let you see how I do it, okay? It'll be a short video, so if you'd like to see that, leave me a comment and let me know. Pop off and pop on the lashes. I'll be right back. Okay, friends, I have on my little half lashes. That's what we've got so far. And again, I'm going to be listing them in the description box. Now I'm going to go right in to try this Big Papa and see if this is dried up, if I can use it, or I may have to use another mascara. So let's see what happens. I know this thing has a really big, that's the only thing with this particular mascara, the Big Papa, it has like a huge brush. Huge brush. Not crazy about it. Let me put it that way. I'm not getting much. Go ahead and use the e.l.f. the lash extender, or I've got a drawer full of mascaras. I mean, I should just do a video on mascara. I've got a mascara from every line, I think. Every line. And that's kind of, it's pricey and it's foolish because mascaras, some of those high-end mascaras are not cheap. All right, let's get way back up under there. And it's kind of swirling it around so it gets just a little dry. I'm going to go ahead and do the bottom lashes. I like to just swirl it around, not take it wet. Again, with my close-up vision, it's very difficult to see. Many new subscribers, and I thank you so much from all over the world. I get the nicest comments from, I had a lady the other day from Australia, Poland, several from China and Japan. And you know who you are. Thank you. A brush and separate that just a little bit before it dries. I'm going to tightline my eyes, but I will take it directly off. I'll go in and wash everything off as the doctor ordered. I have a little 99-cent, well, they were 99-cent or $1, little Wet n Wild kohl pencil. These are huge pencils. They are Wet n Wild, and I think this one is brown. And I also have another one. I'll list them in the description box. There's two. They are definitely Wet n Wild. When I got them, I paid 99-cent for them. I got the dark brown and the lighter brown. Huge pencil, look at that. Get a lot of mileage out of that. So I'm going to use a little bit of this on the bottom along with a little bit of shadow. But due to my recent, you've heard me say this a long time, and after next year I'm not going to say it anymore, maybe occasionally if I need to, about my corneal transplants. If you're new, a lot of people, I get new people, subscribers every day, and they don't really realize that I have spent the entire this past year having double corneal transplants in my eyes. Now my new people, my old people that have been with me have heard it from day one and the surgery and all of that, but you got to keep in mind I get new subbies all the time and they're not aware. So the reason I'm tightlining my eyes with a pencil that I know that I can trust, that doesn't irritate my eyes right now, is Flower Beauty. So I'll be using my Flower Beauty Brownstone today to tight line these eyes. So let's do this. I know I can trust this one, and it doesn't irritate with me. Not that the others would, but I don't want to take any chances. Wet n Wild pencil, I'm going to put a little bit on the bottom and kind of tie this together. List it in the description box. You can find it on Amazon. With the Flower Beauty pencil, again, Flower Beauty I can count on. It's like my holy grail. I'm going to be using a light neutral color, and I will do the waterline on the bottom. Okay, so I'm going to waterline on the bottom with this Flower Beauty neutral. and blend that just a touch. Sometimes it gets just a touch light, a little bit too heavy. So I always like to kind of blend it just a little bit. Buff it down, in other words, buff it down where it's not so bright. Being very careful not to stick my eye. Brows on. I have, let's see what we have. We have a Wet n Wild in brown, the micro pencil, that's what I use. I'm going to be using the Wet n Wild in the light brown. And I do not have an auburn in Wet n Wild, so I'll be pulling in my, let's see, I think this is Maybelline Express Brow in the auburn to give me the color that I need to do these brows. Now, you know it's going to take me a while, so stay with me, my friends. You wanted to see this start to finish, how long it takes me. So let's see if we can get these brows. You know, if I could see what I'm doing, I'd have these things on here. 1, 2, 3, zip, zip, zip. I'm telling you. Appreciate your vision, because when you don't have it, my close-up vision has really no amount of magnification strength that I use. It doesn't work. It's my close-up vision. It's something I have to deal with, and that's just the way it is. Now I'm applying the auburn to pull out a little bit of the red in my hair. As you can see, there's red hair up here. I know they're not even. I will get some concealer and clean that up. So that's what I'm going to do right now. I'm just going to brush through these. Anastasia, and go right along here. It's an Anastasia double-ended pencil, and I'm going to clean this up just a touch. Or you can use concealer. Top and bottom. I'm going to take this off because I'm going to take it off. It's going to make my hair stick up more. And I'm going to line my lips with a Wet n Wild. It will be in the description box, my friends. Are you playing Christmas music? I got it in there in the background. I have all of those in my notes. A lot of them are already made. Like, I'm going to show you my brushes. All the brushes that I use, I'm going to be sharing with you. My Holy Grail brushes that I use. Like, there maybe 10 or 12 brushes that I use, and the rest of the 80 something just kind of sit. You know, I'm going to be sharing those with you. That was a great video. Okay. I don't have a good selection of Wet n Wild lipstick. I don't. I'm going to combo 2 lipsticks and see if I get the color that I want. If I don't, I will pull in another brand in the rusty tone, because I'm trying to stay with the neutral rusty tones today with the look that I'm going for. So I don't know that these are going to work, but it's all I have. Like I said, I don't have the other shades that I have are going more into the plums and corals and those things. So a lot of pinks. So we're going to start and let's see what happens. And again, they'll be in the description box. It's a little cheapo $1.99, whatever, Wet n Wild. I'm going to start, and we're going to pile it on. You've seen these. I don't like these to carry in my purse because they do come open. And here's a Wet n Wild with the little lips and the white tube. So we're going to put that over what we have. It's kind of a coral color. We're going to try to make it work. Not getting it, my friends. I'm going to pull out my good old Revlon. I want to say this might be Whiskey Business, but it's Revlon. It's a true color that I'm looking for, so let's put it over it. I don't want to take my Wet n Wild off. So I can honestly say I had Wet n Wild lipstick on, right? It'll be okay. It will work. Blush. In the lid. Get a little bit more blush, and then I can go back to the eyes. There's a couple more things I want to do to my eyes. Wet n Wild and this little palette here for the rusty tone. That's what we're going to be using today. It's just one of these little, not sure what this is. I think it's Naked Brown. I do believe it is Naked Brown. This one is the Wet n Wild. Yeah. So grab my blush brush, my rougher number 5, and dip in here, lightly go. I want to be able to see it when you look at me. Put just a little bit on my nose. Warm me up just a little bit up there. Okay. A little Naked Brown worked just fine. Sure did. Do is to line over these lashes. You've been looking at these lashes all this time. And what I like to do is I like to go over and line the top where the band stops from the natural lashes. You can see that. I'm sure you can see it. So I don't have a Wet n Wild. Again, I'm going to use my favorite little elf to do that. It's just a little liner pencil, $3-4, something like that. And I'm just going to kind of where the band meets. And I'll explain this when I do the video of the lashes if you want to see it. Now, I have it in black and I have it in dark brown, so I'm using dark brown today. It's not a heavy line at all. It's a very soft, soft touch. You see what I done? When I edit, I'll come in real close where you can see it. I just kind of put just a little bit there just to tie that where you can't see where that band starts and stops. Okay? Back and put a little bit of more light right up over my eye to open it up. As a matter of fact, I know I'm going to do that. But I'm going to go back and take just a little bit with this Q-tip and take just a little bit of this off. It's a little bit brighter than I want it to look. Just keep buffing it down till I get the look that I want. I want to show, but I don't want it to be boom, 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 the color of my sweater. Now I think that looks better. I think that looks a lot better. Wet n Wild Incognito today. This little wand here. It's got a small little wand. I'm going to touch there and clean up here. Mostly in here. And I'm going to do some bronzer too. My favorite concealer brush. I've been chatting so much, I hope my SD card has not run out. My Angie Hot and Flashy from BK Beauty. I got a package the other day from BK Beauty. I got a new set of brushes. I received Nikki LaRose, her new set of brushes. I had the first set, and she released a second set, and they mailed me those in a PR package. I have not opened them yet. Have not got into them, but I can't wait to get into those brushes to try them. Especially there's two in there that I'm really intrigued by. But I did receive those just a couple days ago. I think it's just a touch light. Let me pull another one. I'm going to the Incognito Concealer. If you did not see that we put the Incognito in the Wet n Wild concealer on. Okay? And I'm going to do a little contour. Look, my friends, I have a Wet n Wild contour. I thought I had one, but when I got all my stuff together to film, I did not pull it out. So you see, it is a Wet n Wild, and I got the light medium. You can see that I've got it labeled right there. I'm going to use the dark end. Start way up here. and blend that. Let me grab my contour brush. There's a special brush that I really like for this, and you know what it is? It's one of Nikki LaRose's first set that they sent me, and I was just talking saying I love this to contour. And I'm going to grab another brush to contour along the bottom. And this is, let me put this one here. I didn't do any contour on my cheeks today and in this area today. I just didn't. I do like to put a little bit on my nose. Bring it up into the eye. Now on the other end, I stick the cap on. On the other end, I'm going to do a highlight with the white. And I'm going to put a little bit to lighten up these craters. These are craters. They are. They are. They are. And go right down there with this. And I do have a Wet n Wild lip gloss. And there's what the color we're going to be using today. I hope you'll stay with me, and I'm going to do something to my hair, put on my jewelry, and I'll give you a final look just in a couple of moments. Stay with me. And this is the finished look that we ended up with the entire look being Wet n Wild. There was maybe a couple of products that I substituted, but everything else was totally Wet n Wild. Pulled on my little rust earrings, a necklace set, and my little oatmeal sweater, and that's the look we have today. And I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you thoroughly enjoyed this new look. It's been a while since I have pulled out my Wet n Wild products, and the lipstick, you know, we mixed 2 Wet n Wild colors underneath this, and then I pulled that little Revlon rusty color over top, but at least I can say I have on 2 Wet n Wild lipsticks underneath. So that's the look we come up with today, my friends. Everything else was totally Wet n Wild. I'm going to turn from side to side and let you see my eyes, how they turned out using this gorgeous palette, the Wet n Wild. Everything will be listed in the description box, so you can just go right there, click on the blue link, open my description box, click on the blue link if you wish to order it. Most of my products come from Amazon. That's where I do most of my shopping. that or Ulta, but most of these are from Amazon. So you can just click on that blue link. It'll take you right to it. And if you wish to order it, you can just do so right there. But anyway, this is how the eyes turned out. I'm going to close my eyes and let you see. Come in real close when I edit, and then I'm going to turn from side to side. And let you see the entire look. So that's what we come up with today, and I thank you so much for watching, my friends, as always. Thank you for my new subscribers that I've received. I can't thank you enough. Just remember to hit the thumbs up button, and if you haven't subscribed, I hope you'll do so and stick with me and come aboard the family on Beauty Over 70 with Lee, and hope you like it here. And I want to leave you with my favorite words. Go out and make today better than yesterday, but always remember that I love you. Have another one for you next Thursday. Bye, my friends. Have a good, safe week, and see you next Thursday. Bye-bye.